It was a dark, rainy night when Jeremiah, only 23, lay on the cold ground, his life slipping away like sand through his fingers. He was a big brother, a young man with dreams bigger than his circumstances, but weighed down by a world that seemed to fight against him. This is how God reached down, held Jeremiah's fading heart, and said, "My son, your life is not over." This is a story of a miracle that turned a broken soul into a light of hope. Jeremiah grew up in a small house with a rusty zinc roof, the kind you see in many Nigerian towns. His mother, Mama Ngozi, was a warrior, working as a cleaner and selling bread in the market to feed her children. His little sister, Amara, just 12, looked at Jeremiah like he was her shield, the one who made her feel safe in a rough neighborhood. But life was hard. The streets whispered promises of money, respect, and a chance to feel important. Jeremiah wasn't a criminal, not at all. He was just a young man aching to prove he was enough, to lift the burden from his mother's tired shoulders. One night, everything fell apart. Jeremiah was in the wrong place, caught in a clash with some boys from another area. Maybe it was a fight over territory. Maybe just bad blood, no one knew exactly. Before he could escape, gunshots pierced the air. 3 bullets struck him, one in his chest, one in his side, one across his arm. He collapsed on the wet pavement, blood mixing with rainwater, his breath weak, his eyes heavy. As he lay there, he saw Amara's face, her bright smile when he promised to buy her new school shoes. He saw his mother's hands, rough from years of work, folded in prayer. With his last strength, he whispered, "God, please, I've failed them. I've failed you. If you're there, give me one more chance. I'll live for you." The world faded, but God was listening. A nurse, Sister Grace, was walking home after a long shift. When her torchlight caught a figure on the ground, she ran to him, pressing her scarf against his wounds. Shouting for help, an ambulance arrived, its siren cutting through the storm. In the hospital, doctors shook their heads. "He won't survive," they said. Mama Ngozi and Amara sat in the waiting room, holding each other, their prayers rising like a song. "God of miracles," Mama Ngozi prayed, "you never sleep, save my son." In the operating theater, something unexplainable happened. The doctor later said it felt like a hand steadied Jeremiah's heart when it should have stopped. The bleeding slowed. His pulse grew stronger, and against all odds, Jeremiah lived. God had answered. That hospital bed became his place of surrender. Jeremiah was weak, his body scarred, his heart heavy with guilt for the pain he'd caused his family. One day he found a Bible on the bedside table, left by a church group. With trembling hands, he read about the lost son who wandered far but was welcomed home by a loving father. "That's me," Jeremiah whispered, tears falling. "God, you didn't give up on me." In that quiet room, he felt God's presence warm, like a father's embrace. Jeremiah made a vow, "God, you saved my life. I'll give it back to you." Recovery was painful weeks of struggling to walk, to breathe, to believe he deserved this second chance. But every scar reminded him of the night God said, "You are mine." Jeremiah started small, helping at his local church, talking to young boys and girls who reminded him of himself lost, searching for meaning in the wrong places. "I was like you," he'd say, his voice soft but firm. "I chased the wrong things, but God chased me. He sees you too." Those children listened, some with tears, some with new hope in their eyes. Jeremiah studied the Bible, became a youth pastor, and now runs a program for teenagers in his community, showing them they are worth more than the streets can offer. Today, Jeremiah's life is a living testimony. He's not just a survivor, he's a light. He's a light shining in the darkest corners. Proof that God can take a shattered life and make it whole. Every day he serves God by serving others, giving hope to those who feel like hope is gone. This story isn't just Jeremiah's, it's for you. Maybe you're carrying your burdens, feeling like you've gone too far to be saved. Listen, God sees you. He hears your quiet prayers. Your second chance is waiting. If this moved you, like, share, and comment. What's your story of hope? Subscribe for more stories of faith and redemption.